The western coast of India. More than 2000 kilometers in length, the west coast is famous for its evergreen landscape, coconut orchards, beautiful beaches, and of course, its most prized possession, fish. Fried and marinated recipes of various coastal fish are at the heart of this coastal culture. Fish is not just the staple diet of the coastal people, it is also their livelihood. Fish is rightfully called Konkani Meva, or the delight of Konkan, the coastal countryside of the state of Maharashtra. This is a story of Konkan and its delight, a story everyone needs to know, understand, and learn from. Before the early 1950s, fishermen in Konkan used traditional methods for fishing. Rowboats and sailboats were used for fishing with gill nets. These nets formed a wall in the water. The gills of the swimming fish would get entangled in the meshes of these nets, and therefore the name. Drag nets were also very popular. In drag netting, fishermen would put a large net in the near shore water. This net was then pulled from the beach. Fishing was then restricted to such traditional methods and was performed on a very small scale. In the late 50s, the government of India promoted fishing on a very large scale. The traditional gill netting techniques were upgraded. Following the development of synthetic fiber, gill nets became thinner, stronger, and were available in almost any mesh size. Fiber boats and outboard engines made gill netting quicker and easier. But the main target of fisheries then was shrimps or prawns. Shrimps had a very high export value and would also fetch good prices in the local market. To get these shrimps, which are generally found on the sea floor, a new method was introduced. It was trawling. A single large net was dragged up from the bottom of the sea to get these shrimps or prawns. Later it was found that even fish like pomfret, anchovies and spearfish can also be caught by trawling. All they have to do is to drag the net from the middle of the water instead of dragging it from the seafloor. Trawling became a big hit with the fishermen. Now they could seemingly fish anything from anywhere. However, trawling had a big problem. As trawling involves dragging a net from the seafloor, it works like a bulldozer. It caught everything which came in its path. As a result, along with the fish which got sold commercially, a much larger proportion of fish were getting caught in the trawl net. Such fish never had a great deal of market value. It was just too much of an effort to bring such trash fish ashore. So they were just dumped, dead or dying. In monsoon, most of the coastal fish would come to the shallow waters for breeding. So trawling in shallow waters or in monsoons would catch enormous numbers of juveniles of commercial fishes. The same fish that we would otherwise eat if they were big enough now became trash fish or bycatch. These juveniles also had no market value. Due to the good availability of shrimps and prawns in shallow waters and in the monsoon, trawling continued here. As a result, year after year, juveniles started dying in more and more numbers. These trash fish or bycatch and juveniles are not commercially important to us, but they are an integral part of the marine food web. They are food for most of the large commercial fishes and had now started disappearing. So fish started facing problems from three sides. One, their adults were harvested on an industrial scale. Two, their juveniles were dying in large proportions as bycatch. And 3, their food started becoming scarce day by day. On top of that, in the mid-70s, the central government also came up with a scheme. The scheme was to give heavy loans to fishermen for building trawlers. Many gillnet fishermen stopped gillnetting and started trawling now. Also, yet another fishing method was introduced, purse netting. In purse netting, the shoal of fish would be spotted by using modern techniques such as sonar. A net would then be circled around this shoal, and the entire shoal could be caught in a matter of minutes. This pulled away whatever slim chance the fish had. Fish could neither run nor could they hide. Ultimately, fish stocks started collapsing one by one. Fishermen in Konkan reported more than 90% decline in our beloved pomfret and ravas in the past 20 years. This fisherman told us that he has not even seen a sawtooth shark, some varieties of croakers, for some years.
एक जातीची बोंबील मिळत होता इकडे बोंबील नसताना
इथे बोंबील मिळत होता
हो पावसाळी बोंबील तो नसताना ही बोरी मिळत होती किनारे बोरी नाली हे सगळे वीस आठवडे नष्ट गेले आता बघायला सुद्धा मिळत नाही त्या तेव्हा पण खाऊ मिळत आता बघू सुद्धा मिळत नाही.
घोळ मासे पण मिळायचे इथे पूर्वी
हो सांगते काय 5-5 हजार घोळ आणून किनारे टाकीत.
As our preferred fishes became rarer and rarer, we started searching for substitutes.
हे रिबिन फिश बळ्याला किंवा आता माकडाला किंवा कट्टलला आता डिमांड आहे. ती तेवढीच 20 वर्षापूर्वी होती का?
ऐका तरी दसऱ्या दिवाळीला की ना हे बघा पाणी पडतं आता बघा मध्ये पाणी येतं तसं पाणी आलं की ना का त्यांना नेऊन किनारे पडा माकुल आम्ही काय करून राहत असताना ते सोडायचे आणि सुकायचे झापावर कावळावर आणि मालवणी पापड म्हणून कोणाला द्यायचे मालवणी पापड म्हणून. आता तू तीन माकुल आमका खाऊक मिळणार नाही. रॉबिन फिश म्हणतात की ना बळा म्हणतात की ना त्याच्या लवकर आपण लाद नव्हते आपण अडवला की ना तो बळ्याचा फिश खाणवानी तर बाहेरवर जाळी उडवून घ्यायची ते किनाऱ्या येल्यानंतर की ना ते जाळा खाऊन टाकी ते होत असताना म्हणून घालून सोडून द्यायचं त्यांना.
म्हणजे तेव्हा पूर्वी त्याला काही डिमांड
पण ही मोठी तारली आता म्हणतात की मोठी तारली ती त्याला किडा पडत होते इकडे तेव्हा कुठे द्यायचं म्हणून तो कोण लावली नाही त्याच्यावर सोडून द्यायचं त्याला. बघा फक्त पाऊस महिन्यात ना बारीक तारलेली की ना लहान बघा साहेब काय ती कुठीसाठी वापरी.
पण मग त्या माशाला रेट कशामुळे आला?
मासा इकडे कमी झाला नष्टच जायचं त्याला ना. आता बघलं ना हे एवढी पिसं आणतात वरून एवढी आणतात तू कशी वाढणार ते.
म्हणजे बाकी मासे कमी झाले म्हणून ह्या माशाला रेट आला असं आहे का?
हो ह्या माशाला रेट ह्या त्याच्यामुळे झाले इतर मासेच नाही ना.
म्हणजे आता सुरमई मिळत असती तर ह्या माशाला रेट आला
नसता.
Ribbon fish and sardines had very little economic value about 20 years ago, and today they have become the costliest catch in the market. Due to globalization and foreign markets, today cuttlefishes, squids, and sharks are also caught on an astronomical scale. These were the same fish that fishermen used to avoid 20 years ago because they had no market value then. This has become a vicious circle. We fish down some species and then have no option but to move to others. This is the story of Konkan's delight or Konkan's meva,